Let's see if we're broadcasting. Yes, we are. Hello there. This hour on Verbling, the next in my, hold on, what are we doing? Yes, Hot Topics, that's what we're doing. The next in my Hot Topics series. This is the class where we read about interesting things in the media, and we talk about it from our different cultural perspectives. It's always interesting to see, the keyword is interesting, it's always interesting to see how different people from different cultures react to things in the news. And today will be no different. We're going to be looking at the topic of wealth therapy for the rich. Yes, this is a thing that exists. Come in, we'll read about it and talk about it. But before we do, quick introduction, and then we'll get started. I'm John Eric, your Verbling teacher for this hour. I'm an American teacher from New York, coming at you today from Lisbon, Portugal, to bring you this class. By the way, if you click on my name in the Verbling website, or you click on my link in the Verbling chat window, it'll take you here to my profile page. On the left, you can follow me to see upcoming classes. You can also, that will allow you to communicate with me in the message window on the top right side. On the right, you can book a class or a private tutoring session, and I'll work with you on creating a personalized learning plan to help get you to your goals. If you're interested, just send me a message before you book so I can make sure that there's time for you in my schedule. Okay, let's get started. Here's the material for the class. I'll give you a link if you want to open this in your computer. There you go. You can see it in the Verbling chat and also in the Google group chat. And let's say hello to everyone and make sure your microphones are working. So, Mr. Evandro, how are you?
Hello, teacher. I'm fine and you?
Very good, very good. Evandro, where are you from?
I am from Brazil, São Paulo.
Ah, very good. The big city of São Paulo.
Yeah, the big city in São Paulo, in Brazil. No? The biggest city in population. No? Knowing in the size, but in population, the biggest city.
20 million people. Isn't that right?
In the state of São Paulo, 30 million people about.
30 million people.
Yeah.
And in the city?
In the city, 13 million people. Only city of São Paulo.
Right. That's pretty big.
Yeah. Biggest.
In New York, where I'm from, there is supposed to be, I think it's 10 million on the island of Manhattan, but half of that disappears at rush hour, 6 o'clock. 50% of the population leaves the island, something like that. But anyway, it's a lot of people too. I think I got that right, if I remember right. It's 10 million.
Yeah.
Let's also say hello to Mr. Jose, who's joining us now. Hello, Jose. How are you?
Hello, John. I'm doing very well. Thanks for asking. And you?
I'm pretty good.
Okay.
Today, we're going to read a little article together about wealth therapy for the rich. Do you think your wealthy people need therapy? Well, if so, this is the class where you'll learn how to give them the therapy that they need.
Okay.
And there's a wealthy guy. We're kind of seeing the various layers of his personality, I guess. I'm not really sure what that means. But it's interesting. Here's another idea I had. This is your Andrew Jackson on the $20 bill getting some therapy. He's got a little box of tissues next to him in case he cries. So this is more the Freudian approach here.
In theory, the rich people will have less problems than the poor people, no?
You would think so, right? What did they talk about? I'm curious. Well, we're going to find out. We're going to find out right now, actually.
Okay.
So, by the way, hello, Frederic. Welcome to class. How are you?
I'm good. Hello. How are you?
Very good. Very good. We're going to find out how to fix your wealthy people in case they're emotionally distraught. going to find out in just a second. First of all, I'd like you to think of 3 different ways to complete each of the sentences below, each of these 2 sentences. It's really something to have lots of money. Mr. Evandro, how would you fill in the missing information? Talk about what your opinion is. It's really what to have a lot of money?
It's really interesting.
It's really, say again?
Interesting.
Interesting?
Interesting to have a lot of money.
It's really interesting. Now, interesting in English doesn't mean good or bad. Interesting means that you're curious about it. So you think it's a curious thing, or you mean it's a really good thing?
It is really good to have a lot of money. It's not enough for a lot.
I see. So why don't we say it's really fabulous to have a lot of money, or it's really great to have a lot of money, or
money
it's
is
really,
important, but it's not enough. You know?
it's not enough by itself.
Only money.
Well, we've got a different statement there. Money can't buy. Frederic, how would you finish that sentence? Money can't buy.
Money can't buy everything.
Money can't buy everything. Interesting. Let's see. Can money buy love? The Beatles said that it can't buy love. What kinds of things can money not buy?
Well, it can buy love. It can buy. It can buy friendship.
It can't? Really?
I don't believe it can't, but that's what everybody say.
It's true. That's what everyone says. What do you think, Jose? How would you complete these 2 statements?
I think it's really important to have lots of money.
Important? Why? Important for whom? For yourself? Or for society?
Myself.
Oh, okay.
No, for myself. Because if I have an important amount of money, I wouldn't have to work anymore.
That's true. That's true.
That's true. Many can buy health, for example.
Money can't buy health. There, I have to agree with you. Yeah, I have to agree with you about that. Because if you wreck your health, all the money in the world isn't going to fix you.
Yes, but it can help to recover.
I look at it a different way. I look at it as money is very. I mean, if you don't have money, right? If you don't have money, money can stop you from getting sick, because it's always the poor people who get sick because of a lack of resources. But if you're middle class or doing well, or whatever you want to say, in the upper echelons of society, and you ruin your health, there's nothing you can really do to fix it, is there? I mean, once you pass that point. So, I don't know. I agree with you, Jose. That's the one thing money really can't buy. Hey, wait a second. I got another one. Money can't buy you immortality. Money can't buy you a longer life, or a second chance at life, a second life. Well, I think that's where people make mistakes. They think that it can. Let's see if your ideas are the same as the ideas in the article we're going to read from The Guardian. I've got a few keywords that you're going to see. As always, I want to make sure that the pronunciation is clear and that you're more or less familiar with these words before you read them. I've got 2 sets. So everyone, just repeat after me. You can speak at the same time. I'll hear if there's a problem. I'm going to say the word twice. You repeat it once. Like this word. Ashamed. Ashamed. Repeat after me.
Ashamed.
Ashamed.
Good. Just one time, Jose. Just one ashamed.
Okay, it's clear.
The mistake would be people might say ashamed, right? So there's no second syllable on the end of ashamed. Okay, next word is counselor. Counselor. Please repeat.
Counselor.
Counselor.
Okay, good. It's OR, but it's pronounced like an ER. The next word, oh, you know the next word. That's easy. Isolation. You don't need to say it. It's clear. Confident. You all know that word. Issues. You know that word. The last one might not be so clear. Singled out. Singled out. Repeat, please.
Singled out.
Single out.
Right. Singled. One more time.
Singled out.
That's it. Singled out. Okay.
Singled out.
Whom might we single out in a crowd? People that look the same or people that look different? I'm going to give you that as a context. Whom would you single out in a crowd? People that look the same or people that look different? What do you think? Evangel, what do you think?
Excuse me, Tito, could you repeat, please?
Yes. If there was a crowd of people, could you single out the people that look the same? Or could you single out the people who look different? I want to give you a context for single out. Is it clear or not clear?
No, it's not clear. This song here cut for me.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I want you to, Evangel, I want you to take a look at this example in the chat window. Can you read that sentence for me in the chat window on the right side? Can you see the note I just put right now? It's not fair. Can you see that?
Okay. It's not fair the way my sister is always singled out for a special treatment.
Okay, so this is like a kid talking about his sister. How is she treated differently, Evangel? If this is like a kid, how is the kid treated differently than his sister, according to him at least?
Excuse me, Chito. Could you pass for the sound here in my computer? I think is cut every time. I can't listen. I can't hear you exactly. The sound here is cutting. Could
Okay.
you pass for?
Evangel, why don't you leave and come back, and let's see if the sound gets better. Okay?
Okay. When my sound back is good for me.
No. I'm not saying that. Wait. I'm saying leave and return to the classroom. Okay? And that might fix the sound.
I will log off and return. 5 minutes, please.
Okay.
Soon. Thank you.
All right. So, singled out. What do you think about that example? How is the speaker of that sentence different than his sister? It's not fair the way my sister is singled out. What do you think? Who is singling out the sister? It's not obvious in the sentence, but you could infer. Who is singling out the sister?
Their parents.
Parents. How is she being treated differently than the kid saying that sentence? Should be treated better or worse?
I think better.
Could be, yeah. He thinks that his sister or she thinks that her sister is being treated better than her. To single out is to put you apart from the group in some way. Put you apart, treat you differently, or notice you in some way. So here singled out is being treated differently, yeah. Okay, and counselor also. Counselor is spelled with an OR. Give me a second, and I'm going to give you maybe one more. Here's an example for you for counselor. Here's an example. Jose, look at the little note I put there. Can you read that
Okay.
for me?
Yes. A marriage guidance counselor.
not guidance, but guidance.
Guidance counselor.
Okay, so a counselor is a person.
Yes.
What do you think a marriage guidance counselor does? How does a marriage guidance counselor help people?
Marriage guidance counselor. I think is the people who
A
can
person?
make a person who can make suggestions.
Exactly, yeah. So a counselor is someone who provides some kind of counsel, isn't it? So there's different kinds of counselors. I just gave you one example. All right. What about your sound, Evandro? Is it better now, or is it the same?
Yes, it's better now. It's better
Okay.
now.
All right. Good. Sometimes the Hangout does not load properly, so you have to re-enter.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at a second group of words. Most of these, I think, are pretty easy for you, like broke, define, document. Okay, these are easy. Hang out might be a little bit difficult. Inheritors and stealth. Let's just take a look at the last three words. First of all, let's say the last two because they might not be obvious. The last two words there, listen to me. Inheritors. Inheritors. Please repeat.
Inheritors.
Okay, good. And the last word is stealth. Stealth. Please repeat.
Stealth.
Stealth.
Stuff.
Okay, very good. Stealth. You may have heard of the stealth bomber, an airplane that was devised in the 1980s, a supersonic jet that no one could detect on the radar. So, if no one could detect it on the radar, it was a stealth airplane. Stealth. Undetectable. Undetectable. Stealth. What about inheritors? You might recognize the word inherit from that. Anyone want to take a stab at inheritors? If you're not sure, I'll give you a sentence as an example. Frederick, take a look at that sentence in the chat window.
We are the inheritors of Greek and Roman culture.
Okay, I think you would agree with that statement, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Inheritor
mean?
is people who receive
receive.
in that case receive knowledge and language and from their parents or grandparents.
Okay, yeah, and we have a verb that we could use here. We say that something is passed down generations. Passed down. So to pass down is the same as to inherit. Usually, we talk about inheritance with money. My inheritance was $1 million from my grandfather's estate. Inheritance. Okay? You often hear about it like that because, you know, in movies, detective stories, it's always someone's trying to get the inheritance money or something like that. So inheritors is the receiver, as you said. We receive the culture, the language, whatever, from Greek and Roman culture. The laws, the literature. I don't know, I can't think of anything else. So, any questions about either set of vocabulary? This set or this set here? Any questions about those words? No questions? Okay, if there's no questions, then let's jump right into the reading so that we have plenty of time to talk about how to help our poor, unfortunate, rich friends. Let's give it a try. Evandro, why don't you start us off with the title and the first two paragraphs, okay?
Okay. Hot topic, you know. Health therapy takes who's of the rich. It is really exciting to have a lot of money. Number one, Clay Crocker is sitting in his office across the street from One Central Park West, the address of the Trump International Hotel and Tower. In front of the tower is Central Park, where Crocker holds his popular walk and talk therapy sessions. Number two, Crocker, a former Wall Street worker who is now a therapist, spends large parts of his days walking through Central Park or the Battery Park in downtown Manhattan near Wall Street. As a confidant and counselor to some of New York's wealthiest people.
Okay, good. By the way, let's just take a look at pronunciation. 1 second. I'm going to give you 2 words in the chat window. And let's see if you could use the IPA symbols to help you with the pronunciation. Okay? So we're talking about this counselor in New York who was a Wall Street stockbroker. But before we go on, Mr. Evandro, take a look at the 2 pronunciation words in the chat window right now.
Pronunciation.
Yeah, see if you can say those 2 words using the symbols. Take a guess if you're not sure.
Pronunciation.
Mm-hmm. And say the symbols that you see, or try to.
No, the same word, pronunciation.
I know, but you don't see any symbols next to the words. You see little symbols?
Yeah.
Okay, could you say them? Try to say them.
Pronunciation. Pronunciation.
Wait a second. Hold on. Let's take a look. Over here, look, can you see these symbols? Here. Here and here. Do you see them?
Ho.
Ah, there you go. Say this one for me.
Ho.
Okay, careful. It's not ho. It's
Whoa.
whoa. Right.
Yeah, whoa. Whoa.
Okay, good, good, good. In the text, how did we spell whoa in real English? It's in paragraph, it's in the title. It's in the title. What word am I referring to in the title?
In the title.
Yeah. Which word in the title am I referring to? In other words, which word in the title has the pronunciation whoa?
Whoa. Whoa.
Which? Yeah, the woes. Tackles woes.
Tackles woes.
Exactly. So W-O-E-S is pronounced like a long O sound. Whoa. With a W. I think the problem, when you read it the first time, instead of the W, I was hearing an H, like H instead of a W. Okay, but this time I think it sounds much better. Okay, and can you say the second IPA word, the second International Phonetic Alphabet Symbol word?
Well,
can you say the second word for me in the chat window? The last word? Using the good, almost. There's a second, sorry, there's one more symbol after the th. So it's wealthy.
Wealthy.
Right.
Wealthy.
Okay. And that word is also in the title, because wealth, but in paragraph 2, it's the second to last word in paragraph 2. Wealthiest. Wealthiest. Okay, so I just want to point out that wealthy.
Wealthiest.
Yeah, wealthiest. Good. So I want to point out one thing. The Y, epsilon, the Y at the end of the word must always be pronounced in English as an E. So not wealth, but wealthy. And if it's a superlative form, wealthiest, when you're comparing three things or more. Wealthiest. Okay? So, 2 pronunciation points. The W in woe and the final sound in wealthy.
Wealthy.
Okay? That's it. That's it. Okay, Mr. Frederic, can you take 3, 4, and 5? They're very short.
Many of the extremely wealthy, the 1% of the 1%, feel that their problems are really not problems. But they are, he says. So, what issues do America's 1% have? There is guilt because they are rich, he said.
Of course.
Yes. There is the feeling that they have to hide the fact that they are rich. And then there is the isolation. Being in the 1% can be lonely.
Oh, poor 1%
Yeah,
people.
too bad. Counselors argue that things have become worse since the financial crisis and the discussion about income inequality brought on by movements like Occupy Wall Street.
Occupy Wall Street.
Occupy Wall Street.
Excellent. And one pronunciation word for you, I don't know if you can see it that well. Look in the chat window.
Mm,
Can you see it? If it's hard to see, let me give you a better version of it. Because in American English, we'd write it like this.
Argue.
Not gui.
Argue.
You're switching the last 2 sounds. The J is a y. The J simple is actually a y, and the U is U. So try it again.
Argue.
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 That's it.
Argue.
Okay, good. Because the first time you read it arg.
Mm.
So the U must be pronounced in English. Argue.
The U must be pronounced always after the G. I mean, a U after a G have to be pronounced Gu.
A U after a G will be pronounced unless the word comes from French.
Okay.
Because if it's a French word like vague, right, vague, then we probably will retain the French pronunciation.
Okay.
But if it's a word from Italian or Latin, right, it would not be pronounced like guide. Okay, so guide, you wouldn't say the U. But what if we say segue? Segue is spelled like this. And look at it. That looks like seg, but it's not. It's segue. Segue.
Okay.
So it depends on the origin of the word, but if you recognize the word from French, then you can probably guess that the U is going to be pronounced, the GU is pronounced just like it would be in French. Probably.
Okay.
All right? So
Okay,
there you go. You got your counselors who are trying to tell you rich people that you think you've got no problems, but you do. And I as a counselor, I'm here to help you. I'm so thankful for this guy because I was worried about my 1%ers. Mr. Jose, let's move on to paragraph 6 and 7. Yeah, 6 and 7. Go for it.
Okay. The Occupy Occupy.
Good.
The Occupy Wall Street movement was a good one and had some important things to say about income inequality, but it singled out the 1% as something negative, said Jamie Tregermany, a wealth psychologist and founder of the Wealth Legacy Group. The media, she said, is partly to blame for making the rich feel like they need to hide or feel ashamed.
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 Okay, good. Oh, just a quick question. Do
Yes.
all of you remember Occupy Wall Street in 2011 and 2012? Do you remember that?
No.
No? Really?
Yes.
Evangel, what do you remember? Because if you
Yeah,
don't know Occupy Wall Street, it could be confusing. What do you
yeah,
remember?
because São Paulo we had the same movement here.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
What did people do?
uh, the people in general hiring with the financial economic scenario in general.
Hmm. And they
They
would
are they are against the financial system. In general,
exactly,
yes.
exactly. And what would they do to protest the financial system, Evangel? What would they do? What kind of actions did they take?
They accompanied in front of the Wall Street in with why is the name Occupy Wall Street.
Uh-huh. Yeah. They would literally go and occupy spaces
Yeah,
that were
mainly after the problem with the in 2008 the biggest crisis in 2008 who started in Europe next to the United States and all around the world.
exactly. Does that clear it up, Frederick?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yes, it's clear.
Okay, and you've got a little Wikipedia link there as well. And here's the thing. They started in the year that I remember the most activity was 2011. Yeah, I think that was the year. 2011 into 2012. For almost 1 year, they lived in
Oh
the
yeah,
park.
yeah. I remember the camp in Central Park. No.
Not Central Park, in Zuccotti Park, which is
Okay.
in front of the World Trade Center, where the World Trade Center used to be. Or actually it's closer to actual Wall Street itself. So they just lived there. They did all kinds of creative things, which were really interesting. They created like public libraries to read about financial, not just financial fraud, but the way the financial system was exploiting people. So you could go there and you could actually check out books. They had people living there protesting 24 hours a day. One thing that's interesting, and they had a lot of speakers come in, a lot of very famous people as well. International people would come in there and speak. You had Slavoj Žižek and Noam Chomsky and people like that. Even the current presidential candidate, Bernie Sanders, gave a speech there. It was a pretty big deal. Here's the thing. They're still around. They're not occupying the park anymore, but it's still basically a kind of it's a political movement, and they have a website too. Okay, I just wanted to point that out because otherwise it might be confusing if you're not sure what they mean by Occupy Wall Street. Mr. Jose, keep going. Number 7, please.
Okay. Treasure Money runs a global business and specializes in working with inheritors, who often get a bad reputation in the press. Sometimes I am shocked by things that people say. You will never refer to another group of people in the way that it seems perfectly normal to refer to wealthy people.
Interesting. Repeat after me. Specializes.
Specializes.
Yeah, I need to hear the Z. Specializes.
Specializes.
That's good. Much better. And also, you said shock, but it should be I am shocked.
Shocked.
That's it.
Shocked.
Very good, very good. Okay, we're back to you, Frederic, for why don't you do 8, 9, and 10, and then we'll go to Evangel for 11 and 12. Go for it, Frederic.
It's really isolating to have a lot of money. People's reactions to you can be scary, said Barbara Nussbaum, an expert in money psychology. We are all taught not to talk about money. It's not polite to talk about money, but it's harder to talk about having. Yes, I think the text is get.
Hold on. Give me a second. One. And let me just see what I did. One moment. I'm going to open the PDF from the original article. I think I saved this as a PDF. One moment. Where is my stuff? Oh no. Hold on. Let's go to Guardian. And it's paragraph 8. Paragraph 8 is having... Oh, it's just one more sentence here. So let me just finish that little part. You said it's harder to talk about having... The rest of it is having money. It's harder to talk about having money than it is to talk about not having money. It's much more socially acceptable to say, I'm broke, things are hard. You can't say, I have a ton of money. You have to keep a lot of your life private. That's what Nussbaum says. Okay, keep going. Number 9.
As a result, Cockrell says the rich usually hang out with other rich Americans who understand them and their problems. In the US, over the last 3 decades, the number of extremely wealthy people has been increasing. According to research from Spectrum Group, in 2014, the number of US households with 1 million or more, excluding the value of their main home, increasing by 500,000 to 10.1 million. Households worth 5 million or more reached 1 million.
1.3?
1.3 million, and 142,000 households are now worth 25 million or more.
That's a lot of numbers. Just listen to that again, because I think it's going to be a little bit confusing. Listen again. In 2014, the number of U.S. households with 1 million or more dollars, I should say dollars, 1 million or more dollars, excluding the value of their home. So that means it's like their income or their worth, not just their household, not their estate. Okay, the number of U.S. households with 1 million or more increased by 500,000 to a total of 10.1 million households. So this group got bigger. Households worth 5 million or more, so not 1 million now, households that had been worth 5 million or more reached a number of 1.3 million, right? And also 142,000 households are now worth 25 million or more. Think about that for a second. I mean, since 2008, since 2006, but in particular in 2008, because the problem started as early as 2006, but the banks started to collapse in 2008. So since that period of time, a whole chunk of capital just disappeared. It was a whole big bubble. It was all big fictitious bubble. It just sort of disappeared. All this worth just vanished. How is it possible then that this group is growing at such a big rate? Something to ponder. Frederic, take a look at the pronunciation word in the chat window and tell me if you can recognize what word I'm referring to.
Mm, decades.
One more time. Say again.
Decades.
Look
De-
carefully.
Decades. Ah, decades.
Okay, good. It's a little bit more open, the last syllable. Not decades, but decades.
Decades.
That's it. Decades.
Decades.
And also the pronunciation of million, because it sounded like you were saying million, but million. Ill.
Million.
Million. Good. Okay. And Mr. Evandro, finish it up for us. 11 and 12, please. Oh, you know what? I've actually got 2 more paragraphs. I just realized. Whoops. Okay, but take 11 and 12 for us, Evandro.
Number 11. Since the 2008 financial crisis, the income gap has grown and the situation has gotten worse for the health.
For the wealthy.
Wealthy.
Good.
Wealthy. Cockhealth said. The main reason, not knowing if your friends are friends with you or with your money.
Yes.
I think it's money.
I think so too.
Yeah. Someone else who is also a billionaire. They don't want anything from you. Never being able to trust your friendships with other people. I think that is difficult, said Coca. As the gap has widened, the rich have become more and more isolated.
Not isolated, but isolated.
Isolated.
Good. Okay, and why don't you take one more? Because I forgot I had another page. Take 13 as well, please.
13.
Yeah.
These are real fears.
Fears.
These are real fears of the richest of the rich. In 2007, the Gates Foundation and Boston College's Center on Health and Philanthropy started to document what it felt like to be in Americans' 1%. For the next 4 years, researchers surveyed
Surveyed. Good.
165 of Americans' richest households. 120 of those households have at least $25 million.
$1 million.
The report, The Joys and Dilemmas of Health, was 500 pages long and seemed to prove the old saying that money can't buy happiness. Of course.
Okay. Just repeat 2 words for me. One more time, I want to hear wealth.
Well.
Good. Because I keep hearing you say health with an H instead of a W. So, joys and dilemmas of wealth. Say that for me.
Wealth and health.
Wealth and health. Good. Okay. And one more word. Not seemed, but seemed. Seemed to prove.
Seemed.
Good. Very good. Okay. Mr. Jose, why don't you finish it up for us? Last 3.
Okay, 15.
14 too. 14.
14. Wealth can stop you from connecting with other people, said the wife of a tech entrepreneur who made about
Entrepreneur.
Wife of a tech entrepreneur who made about $8 million.
Not 8 million. Look again.
No, $80 million.
Right.
Yes. Some Americans keep their wealth secret. We talk about his whole stealth wealth. There are a lot of people that hide their wealth because they are worried about negative judgment, said Treasure Money. If wealth Americans talk about the problems that come with their wealth, people often say, "Oh, poor you." There is a lot.
Poor you. Oh, poor
Oh,
you.
poor you. There is a lot of sympathy there, she said.
I think it's sarcastic, but okay. All right, keep going. 15.
Okay. Speaking in his soft, soothing voice that makes you want to tell him all your worries. Cockrell said that a common mistake that many of his wealthy clients make is letting their money define them.
Okay. Last one.
If you are part of the 1%, you still have problems, and they are real to you. Even when you say, I don't have to struggle for money, there are other parts of your life. Money is not the only thing that defines you, he said. Your problems are real.
Your problems are real. Frederick, true or false? Clay Cockrell, that's his name. Clay Cockrell holds his wealth therapy talk and walk sessions in Central Park and in Wall Street. True or false?
Can you repeat, please?
I don't know if I can. I will
Clay
try.
Cockrell?
I can't even say his name. Clay Cockrell holds his wealth therapy walk and talk sessions in Central Park and what did I just say? Central Park and sorry, give me a second. Okay, let me start again. Clay Cockrell holds his wealth therapy walk and talk sessions in Central Park and in Wall Street.
I don't know for Wall Street, but I know that he worked through Central Park.
So you're going to say false.
False, yeah.
Okay. And the answer is false. Right. He holds his walk and talk sessions, according to the article, in Central Park and Battery Park, which is another place down there in the south of Manhattan. Okay. Very good. Let's see if you can remember a few other details from the article. Number 2, Evandro. True or false? He feels, this is Clay Cockrell again, the therapist, he feels that the problems of the extremely rich are not really problems at all. True or false, Evandro? Evandro, are you there? Hello? Uh-oh.
Oh,
I don't
I'm
hear
sorry,
Evandro.
teacher, I'm sorry. It's true.
It's true. Look at that sentence. Look at the sentence number 2 again. Look at it carefully.
Cockrell, a former Wall Street worker who is now a therapist, spent large parts of his days walking through Central Park.
Wait. Where are you reading? Look at what's on screen right now. Look at sentence number 2.
I'm sorry. He feels
Sentence
that the problems.
Yeah.
He feels that the problems of the extremely rich are not really problems at all.
True or false?
That's true.
True?
No, I'm sorry, teacher. It's false. I'm sorry.
Of course it's false.
Yeah, it feels that's false. Okay, I'm sorry.
In fact, the sentence from the article, if you want to remember exactly what was said, the sentence from the article was many wealthy people. I'll put it in the chat window. The real sentence was many wealthy people feel that the problems are not really problems at all.
Yeah.
Kay Cockrell is trying to say that they are real problems. Okay? Jose, number 3, true or false? Extremely wealthy people spend their time with other wealthy people because they understand each other.
True.
According to True.
Because they feel isolated and they need to talk with other wealthy people.
Yeah, you gotta. You have to. Only wealthy people understand each other. Number 4, Frederick. Jamie Traeger Muni says that newspapers, magazines, and TV are to blame for making the rich feel ashamed.
I'd say true.
It is true, according to the article. That is what Jamie said. Evandro, Now, true or false? In 2014, there were 10.1 million in the U.S. whose main homes were worth over $1 million US. This
It's
is
false.
It's false. Good. Good. What was the truth thing?
1 million.
Huh? It was
No,
over
it's
one.
true.
Oh no, he's right. It's false. He's right. I'm trying to find the original thing though. Hold on. I think he's right. Hold on. Why? Do you see something different?
Yeah, according to research from Spectrum Group, in 2014,
Hmm?
the number of US households with 1 million or more
Mhm.
increased by 500,000 to 10.1 million.
Million. What? So why are my notes different? In my notes, I have what did I write? In 2014, there were 10.1 million households in the U.S. who were worth over $1 million US, not counting the values of their homes. So, why do we have different answers for this? This was in my notes. I'll put it there in the chat window. In 2014, there were 10.1 million in the U.S. whose main homes were worth over $1 million US. I think the reason that I was saying it's false is because of main homes. I think that's what I was thinking. Because it's not the homes that are worth the money, Frederick. It's the
Okay.
it's the net worth of the person.
Okay.
So it's a trick question because it's the way we refer to the statistics. We call it households, but what we mean is people in a family. That's a household. So I think that's what I was thinking. It's not main homes, it's households, which means families, actually. Okay, so that's false. Number 6, back to you, Jose. Wealthy people often don't know whether they can trust their friendships with people who have less money, according to the article.
According to the article, I think it's true.
According to the article, it is true. Okay? Evandro, number 7. I can't read this. Hold on. There we go. The study called The Joys and Dilemmas of Wealth was carried out by Microsoft and Harvard University. Ooh, can you remember that detail from the text?
No, it's false.
It's false. Who did carry it out? You remember who did it?
Let me see. A philanthropy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Boston College, no?
Boston College was one, and the other one was the
Gates Foundation. It's
right.
It is Microsoft too, or no?
No, it's not.
It's
not
different.
much. It's what he did when he left Microsoft. He left Microsoft and he founded the
Gates Foundation.
Yeah, I think it's called the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, if I remember right. I think it's him and his wife. But yeah, so it's separate from Microsoft. Okay, very good. And Frederic, last one. It says, most people do not have any sympathy with the wealthy.
It's true.
It happens to be true. Yeah. Who knew, right? Who knew? Okay. Let's have a little empathy here. Can you imagine what it might feel like to be one of America's wealthiest 1%? Make a list of problems that an extremely wealthy person might have. Let's get some ideas going. What do you think? I think when your Rolls Royce doesn't match your new shoes, right?
Yeah.
That could be a problem.
You have to find a wallet as big that it can contain all your money.
Oh, that's true, right?
Yeah.
The wallets, they have a very limited capacity. That's true. Yeah. So there we go. We got new shoes there. Finding a big enough wallet. That's true. Finding a big enough wallet. Okay, that's true. Good. How about this one? The misguided sense that you are somehow important and better than everyone else. There's my idea. And by the way, if you're not sure about this, just watch the presidential debates and listen to Donald Trump, because you will hear what a billionaire sounds like every day. Have any of you listened to Donald Trump giving his campaign speeches and debates?
Yeah.
Have any?
Yeah. But I can listen more than 2 minutes because he's totally insane.
He's out of his mind.
Yeah.
He's out of his mind.
The arrogance of this man is terrible, no?
Because no one's stopping him, right? He's never had anyone say no to him in his entire life.
Yeah.
Well, what I like especially is that he'll say things like, I had it tough when I was a kid. My father only gave me $1 million to start my company. Just
Only $1 million. Only.
Only. I needed the help.
And you think, how did he survive?
Yeah.
How did he do
Poor
it?
boy.
It's unbelievable.
He's a poor person.
And the scary thing is that he's serious. That's the scary thing.
Yeah.
We're gonna run out of time in a second. I had something else I wanted to ask you here. Okay, just a question. It said something in the article. I wonder if this is true in your perspective. Can everyone hear me okay? Because my computer just froze.
Yes.
Oh,
I
something's
heard
wrong
you
with the
okay.
video. Okay. Okay, this is. I'm probably going to get kicked out of the classroom. because
Your image is freezing, but your voice is clear.
Yeah, I think my classroom is going to shut. So I think we're going to have to stop here because I've got to restart the browser. I don't know what's going on, but I think now Hangouts cuts you off after an hour or something because I'm frozen. Okay, well listen, I've got a few more exercises, so if you download that presentation, you can try them out, and if you want to go over your answers or have questions, just send me a message, okay? I can also try to put the answers at the last page. I didn't do it yet. Hold on to those thoughts. We'll talk about it again, but first, I'll be back in just a minute.
Thank you very much, teacher. Thank you very much, everyone.